Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Change of scenery. I'm in the car. As you know, Maghrib is literally like 4, half 4, and you know, it's winter time now, isn't it? I've just got a bit of pain in my arm. So I'm laughing because honestly, this individual is the biggest moron on planet Earth. And you might be thinking, Haji, but you know, of late you've been quite respectable and your videos have been very, you know, academic as always, but you know, you're addressing your opponents with a different tone. Even though there's some brothers, don't get me wrong, that I vehemently oppose, vehemently disagree, strongly oppose, and I believe their methodology is garbage, sewage, filthy, toxic, dirt. I have a certain approach to certain brothers who have a certain demeanor, and others who just literally, you could hit them with a barge pole and it wouldn't make a difference. And Shamsi's one of them. He's a typical boxhead. I swear to God, he's ignorant, he's arrogant, he's got a chip on his shoulder. And let me tell you something, mate. I don't know why you still regurgitate the same old nonsense. Now, it's in relation to his Halloween video, right? I'm still killing a bit. Hold on. Yeah, so it's him, you know, defending his masters. He's just a typical subservient slave. Servitude. And its relation to the Halloween festivities, should we say, in the land of Tawheed. So what we'll do is we'll respond to him without dragging this even further. Let's listen to Shamsi.
Rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dear brothers and sisters in Islam. We've been contacted by some people asking us, what do you think about Halloween in Saudi? It's haram. That's it. Assalamu alaikum. Khalas. Bye bye. I mean, like, what do you want? You're going to say halal? Or you want something else? You want us to say Saudi, rebel. The leaders, the evil, rebel against them. Destroy your country, like they destroyed Yemen and Libya. Haram, akhi. Are you waiting for me to tell you it's haram?
So you heard the box-headed Mascot, right? Let me make something clear to you, Shamsi. You're very cute with your words, and I'm not going to give you the benefit of the doubt that hijab does. You understand? Your English is terrible, mate. It is diabolical. But we'll address that as we continue. It needs improving, son. Number one, Shamsi, don't try to lessen the blow. It's kufr. The way you're making it out to be, and others, and I'll play a video as well, like it's haram. Like it's just like, you know, drinking khamr. Or it's like committing zina, which are major sins, by the way. I'm not even downplaying that either. It's kufr. I'm going to present some information on the screen which is going to shock you. I'm going to educate you today, son, like I always do. I always slap you with facts, don't I? You know, and you don't listen. You're just stubborn. Just like getting slapped, don't you, with a backhand as well. It's kufr. Halloween, it's kufr. As I explained in my video, which you potentially watched, which you did watch. You love watching my videos. You even use my slogans, spiritual forefather. Where are you getting this from, Shamsi? You're not that bright, oh yeah. I'm going to ask you a simple question, Shamsi, and I know your English is absolutely terrible, right? And hijab pulled you up on it, and then you start getting defensive and start taking it personal. Oh, I get your videos checked from those who are studying at Oxford or Cambridge University. You don't need to go down that route with me. This question is very simple, mate. Trust me, even with your level of English, it's reasonable. This question I'm asking is reasonable. I honestly believe you need to enroll English speaking and listening. You're probably pre-entry level 2, pre-entry level 3. I don't think you're even level 1. You're pre-entry, mate, to be honest. You could decide that for yourself. Speak to a careers advisor and, you know, or speak to Abu Khadija. Ya Khabir! Is Halloween kufr according to Sharia, Shamsi? Is Halloween kufr according to the Sharia? Haram. Like, you know, someone was drinking alcohol, or they committed zina, major sins, or stole, you know, huge amounts of gold or cash from a bank. These are major sins, right? But they're not kufr. Doing all of these sins doesn't constitute kufr. It's a major sin. Celebrating Halloween or Samhain and other, you know, pagan, the asal is wathaniya. It's a pagan ritual. And I explained that in my last video. So, back at ya. Is Halloween kufr?
The ruling on Halloween, let's talk about that first. Everyone knows it's impermissible. Everyone knows it's haram. Everyone knows its origins and how it goes back to, you know, worshiping shayateen and things like that.
There you go. So, once again, to you as well, I don't know who the hell you are, but to you as well, to all you boxheads, the question back at ya, is Halloween kufr? The festival has roots. The asal is wathaniya. Okay? Let's listen to Shamsi.
Or you're going to say, no, the way you speak about the brothers who give da'wah, you should speak about the leaders. Then I tell you, brother, you're wrong. Either I have to follow you or follow Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If you're looking for a singer, I'm not a singer. I'm a brother that spread the knowledge of Islam. I don't tell you what you're going to want me to tell you. And Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam taught us how to deal with the people of innovation and misguidance, and he taught us how to deal with the Muslim leaders. So if you have a problem, you don't have a problem with me. You have a problem with the Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam. And Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, as Ibn Taymiyyah mentioned, he said, look, Allah's Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam taught us, of course, the authority, the Muslim leaders, to fight against the Khawarij. Even though he said, تحقرون صلاتكم مع صلاتهم وصيامكم مع صيامهم. Even he mentioned that they recite Quran and they pray and so on. But he said to fight them and kill them. And they are the dogs of the hell. But this Ibn Taymiyyah statement, he's not Madkhali Ibn Taymiyyah, by the way, yeah? He's not Madkhali, by the way. Barakallahu fikum. He's not Wahhabi as well.
Where have you got that because of the believers having jealousy for their religion and calling that is kufr? Because it's kufr. Again, the mawani wal shurut, again, in terms of the impediments of takfir, I'm not even getting to that. But just call it out as kufr. That's it. You understand what I'm saying? No, you're the Muslim rulers, you're going to about. Look, once again, the same old regurgitated spiel. I've already debunked you 3 years ago about this mas'ala. It's a masail dhanniya furu'iyya. I've done hours and hours worth of video. I don't even need to get to that. But there's a new, door that's open between, I don't want to get into their names, but I've already cleared this 3 years ago. You guys carry on and bicker. I'm moving on. Do you understand? Because at the end of the day, you guys are subservient slaves. So once again, we're not encouraging khuruj, but we call out kufr because it's what kind of nonsense is this that you can't even have the zeal, the passion for al-Islam to call out kufr, which has pagan roots. Let me ask you a question now, right? Because the way you're downplaying it is just haram. Okay, it's just haram. So imagine that elements of Satanism, their celebrations, their holidays, right, was allowed in the kingdom. Okay, allowed. They just, all the Satanists got together and this open kufr was in display. Now, as I said before, I'm not in those lands, but what I can say is the establishment, the way, the Muslim lands are run, they rule it with an iron fist. So nothing passes. And again, I know there's different department ministries and entertainment divisions and all that. I get that. But overall, the ruler is responsible. So if Satanists started coming into the land of Tawheed, and Tawheed and Kufr are two complete opposites, mate. So Satanists started coming. I'm going to show you some celebrations, right, from Satanists, okay? And what do they include in their festival? So as you can see on screen, okay, we've got the website of Satanists. Blessed be the satanic holidays. Blessed be what? The satanic holidays. So according to Shamsi and his likes, celebrating pagan, kufri, satanic rituals is just haram. It's not kufr. It's not kufr, it's just haram. So as you can see on screen, we've got the festival of Lupercalia, okay, Lupercalia. And this is a celebration of bodily autonomy, the private parts, sexual liberation and reproduction, etc. And this Satanist sort of celebration goes back to the Roman times, I think prior to them becoming Christians. So coming back to me now. So according to you, Shamsi, and the Boxhead sitting wherever he's sitting, it's just haram. It's just haram. Yeah, no problem. It's just like, drinking alcohol. So celebrating this in the kingdom now, so all of a sudden, just say now, and don't worry, Halloween will come after. Don't worry. It's a satanic, blessed be the satanic holidays, right? But it's just haram. No problem. It's just haram. It's not kufr. Subhanallah al-Azim. I'm sure you could say this is kufr. Like you'll be able to call all the pagan holidays kufr. You want to downplay the actual gravity of the situation. So just say next year, right, in the Jeddah season or the Riyadh season or, Dammam or whatever it may be, they started celebrating Lupercalia, which has satanic roots, and they're celebrating the human autonomy, this sexual liberation. So what they did, they allowed, astaghfirullah al-azim, men to wear, God forbid, the male organs on their heads for whatever, and the females were dressed inappropriately, and the men were, approaching females because it's sexual liberation. And no, let's make it even dramatic. They were, astaghfirullah al-azim, they were doing all sorts of rubbish. And you know what I mean by that. You wouldn't call it, kufr because they're celebrating a kufr festival which has pagan satanic roots. You're just going to say, no, it's haram. No, it's just haram. Oh my God, Halloween. Okay, on the 31st of October. As I explained in my last video, it's connection to the god of the dead, and it comes back and they wear costumes to protect themselves. It's about evil and getting retribution and all of that. So coming back to me now. So what have I consistently said? That any actions that are clear kufr, right? Hukm am. I'm not going to ta'een. I'm not going to takfir muayyan, like specific individuals. That's why I'm not getting into this, because I'm far away. I need to have, I got to be certain regarding if I'm going to issue it, because I'm not mujtahid anyway, so I'm not going to go out and start making takfir like that. I can make, something that's clear, right? If someone curses Allah and is mentioning kafir billahi al-ali al-azim, that's clear. It's just a side note, right? I don't want to get into that. Moving forward, I'd like to ask you a question now. So you believe, from what it seems, I'm not saying you believe, that's strong, it's just so deceptive, you're not clear. It's like, Wallah al-azim, it's similar. It's similar like taqiyya, just like they're trying to hide certain things. Any festival that is rooted in kufriya, right, according to you now, if any Muslim lands celebrate it, or the establishment of the rulers allow it, just free reign, okay, free reign, it's allowed. So it could be, the Amazon, pagans, like the Aztecs, for example, when they used to do human sacrifice. So let's add that. See what it is. If you really open up the can of worms, right, Shamsi, you're just going to fall into a big ditch and a hole that you can't get out of. So remember the Aztecs, right, when they used to do human sacrifice on that pyramid, if you know, right, if you know. La samah, I have to add that point. Any Muslim land, may Allah save us from, kufriya, shirkiya, wathaniya. Imagine now, in the lands of Tawheed, this was done. And it was done yearly. But they said it's not part of Islam. It's not part of Islam. They're saying it's not part of Islam, but they're just imitating. And we've got the hadith, man tashabbaha biqawmin fahuwa minhum. These hadith are conveniently ignored, right? Nowruz, just say the mushrik celebrations in the Far East. Just say like from Sin or Tibet, and it's like implementing and they started celebrating like any kufr Islamic holidays rooted in shaytaniya, kufriya, etc. It's just haram according to you guys, right? No, it's not the video for references, like it's just common sense and logic. There's no need for me to place it on screen like I always do. So if you want to know where the evidence is, I believe you me, I could put it up now. I'm not wasting any time with this. This is clear. This is wadah. It's kufr. Khalas. So what you do also as well, you admit it is kufr. You go, it's rooted in Satanism or something like that. Let's have a listen.
By the way, there was no Halloween festival. It was a festival of Riyadh. Sheikh Fawzan spoke out and guessed it. And it's been happening since 2000. Barakallah fikum. But I don't know how come everyone starts talking about it now. And there's free mixing, which is haram, no doubt about that. Barakallah fikum. Halloween. But there was a festival of Riyadh. Some foolish Muslims, may Allah guide them. And Saudi, they're not angels, human beings like us. And they have desires. Among them there will be munafiqun. Among them there will be sinners, Muslim sinners. And if there are Muslim sinners, what we do? We ask Allah to guide them. Or we don't want to ask Allah to guide them because they're Saudis. They should not fall into sins. Barakallah fikum. So we should not be having double standard. Alright? And the person might say, but you have double standard with the du'at. Brother, I've already clarified that. Me, Quran with Sunnah. That's why I've challenged people for 7 years. Show me your opposing Manhaj Salaf. And no one's coming out. Everyone, you give you money, they kadabin. Alhamdulillah that Allah's humiliate them with their lies. The way we speak about it, we hate it, we dislike it, we want people against it, but we do not encourage people to rebel, or we just spread the mistakes of the leaders, or maybe the leader himself doesn't know. Barakallah fikum. He didn't allow this, what they call it, Halloween stuff, because it's from Satan. Wal-iyadu billah.
You accept that the actual roots is from paganism and Satan, yet you don't call it kufr. You're disingenuous, mate. You can't be trusted. So I don't want to make this video too lengthy. It's lengthy as it is sitting in the car. But Shamsi, is it kufr? Is Halloween kufr? Is connected to bloody Satanists? No, it's haram. Give a break. You guys are slaves, bootlickers, muppets, punks. Look, I'm not going to give you the benefit of the doubt that hijab did, right? You're a moron, mate. Seriously, mate. Go enroll onto ESOL classes. You need it, mate. Pre-entry level 1 or 2. Fix up on your vocabulary, son. Your construction of sentences, your plurals, your singulars, all of these things, mate, are just, it needs improving. I'm not saying I speak the Queen's English, but at the end of the day, mate, if you want to be giving da'wah, you've really, really got to step up your game. Anyway, leave me to it now. Take care of yourselves. Wa sallallahu ala nabiyyina Muhammad.